It's the big deal of the day, sponsored by Big O Tires.
I'm Dave, District Manager of Big O Tires in Las Vegas. Our big deal of the day means big savings. Now buy 3 select tires, get the 4th tire free with paid installation. Why not use our money? 0 down, 0 interest financing for up to 1 year for qualifying purchases. Hurry in today.
The big deal of the day, sponsored by Big O Tires in the T-View Flex. For the nearest location, visit BigOTires.com. Las Vegas' home to thousands of veterans and active military personnel.
What's going on, everybody? Jose V back at it in the studio. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Please like, share, tweet, comment. Let everyone know what you're doing, man, what you're watching, what you're tuned into today. We greatly appreciate you. Got a good show for you guys tonight.
It's your chance to help a veteran receive friendship that best serves their needs. And welcome to special chance. So, thank you. 1015 FM at K-Dot.
It's just after 8 o'clock in the big city. Each time for America's favorite Las Vegas sports show, Sports X Radio with Ken Thompson.
Yeah, what up? Party's going on.
Sports X Radio with Ken Thompson is brought to you by Anna Shea Oil Revolution. Trial lawyers and get results. Visit ESVRlaw.com. Steiner's Pub, a true Nevada-style pub with 3 locations, one on Cheyenne, one on Buffalo, and one on the south end of the Strip. Steiner's Pub. We love this place. Preventative Diagnostic Center. Book your non-invasive scan today for peace of mind. Visit pdcenterlv.com. Rob Ritchie, Farmers Insurance, 702-335-5744. 702-335-5744. Laborers Union 872, the floaters of Allegiant Stadium and the Las Vegas Ballpark, home of the Aviators. PromoDirect.com. Use K-10 for a 10% discount on your promotion items order. PromoDirect.com. And by William Hill Racing Sportsbook, America's leading racing sportsbook. Visit WilliamHill.us. So get ready because Sports X Radio with Ken Thompson starts now.
Jose Volonte back at it on a Monday night here on Sports X Radio. You guys are tuning in to 101.5 FM, K-Don, locally here and nationwide and worldwide, as Mark likes to say, on the free Odyssey app. All you got to do is go on your Play Store, download and search Odyssey app, Las Vegas, completely free. You can catch any of the previous shows or the current show that you are listening to right now. Let your friends know what you're watching. If you're on Twitter, I got Twitter up today at Jose_Volonte is where you can find me. At Mark Hoke Show is where you can find our producer, Mark Hoke, tonight. If you want to tweet at us or anything like that, I'm going to have the screen up tonight. I want to get more interactive with all the people that are listening because I know I got my personal people on the East Coast. I know Ken's got some of his people that are going to be listening as well. So we want to get interactive with the people that are on Twitter at home and are listening to us through the Odyssey app that may not be on the radio side, right, Mark, here in Las Vegas. But again, you're tuning to Sports X Radio live here on 101.5 FM. Our guy, Ken Thompson, taking the night off again, letting me take the wheel here on Monday night. I just got back from California, had a long, great, and amazing weekend. Cannot complain. But Mark, how are you doing, my brother? It's great to be here and sharing the booth with you again. How was your weekend? Same to you, a little bit delayed, but still here over the radio. We can say it to each other as well. And I appreciate that. So I missed a lot of the craziness here in Las Vegas. One of it is what we're going to talk about later on in the show that Mark was a part of, which Mark is always a part of a lot of craziness, especially recently here on Sunday mornings, right, Mark? Come on now. But it's been good craziness, nothing bad. Mark doesn't do anything negative. Everything that he does is positive. It's fun and entertaining. So, again, if you guys have not checked out Mark's show, the Mark Hoke Show, Sunday mornings, top wrestling show, #1 show out there when it comes to wrestling. If you guys have not checked it out, check it out. We're going to talk a little bit more about what Mark got into this past weekend on his show and just in the weekend of wrestling in general. But leading up to what you said, Mark, you talked about crazy weekend. It kind of sucks because I wasn't here. I had to take off. But you know what? If I had to miss the Golden Knights' first ever championship parade, I'm okay missing it for my son's birthday, taking him to Disneyland on Saturday. and my whole family being able to celebrate with me yesterday on Father's Day. So you know what? Those are moments that you will cherish forever that I'll never forget. The Golden Knights will win another chip. You know what I mean? I believe that. I'm not gonna say when. I'm not calling back to back. I'm not saying all that just yet. But you know what I mean? I think that that can happen again in our lifetime. Hopefully, as we're growing up with your family, those type of memories don't come along that much. I didn't grow up with my dad. No disrespect to my pop. I have a good relationship with him now, but I didn't grow up with my dad. So now that I have these Father's Days, Mark, I try to cherish and appreciate as much as I can with my family. So she's a big wrestling fan with you too, right? Okay, okay, okay. But going back to this Golden Knights parade, did you see the parade? Were you at the parade? Which of the two was it? That's my question. No, you go for it. Ah, I forgot about that. Okay, okay. Snap that dead center where the parade's gonna start. Oh no. Are you serious? 2 hours just to get out of the backside of the strip. So wait, you basically got out of there and what? Right when the parade started, then, because the parade started at 7 p.m. That must have been fun. Yeah. Great. So forget the strip. A lot of people were big topic of conversation was Flamingo to Tropicana. That's it. We're not closing the whole strip down. Like that. I mean, that was the topic of conversation because technically the Aces parade was a little bit longer, I believe, in lengthwise than the Knights parade was. But the difference is the Knights parade had a lot more people. Obviously, I saw the video. I saw some of it. I saw a lot of the video of what happened on the stage at Toshiba Plaza. First of all, ha- hats off to the organization and who the people, the engineers, whoever set all that stuff up, the stage, everything. The way that they had the fortress out there was pretty cool. Like I wish I was there again. You know what I mean? To be able to celebrate that, which is the first ever, NHL Stanley Cup championship for Vegas that you're going to have. And the best part about it, in the first 6 years, you're there in the first year, two in the first six, and then you win one. That's just amazing. But overall, the scenes that I saw, the guys were living it up. William Carlson, Wild Bill, as they call him, he had to have the mic pulled from him. Did you see that? Was that his wife or who was that pulled the mic from him? Because he's like, Jonathan Marchessault. And then they just grabbed the mic and they pulled it from him and it was over. But he drank a lot. They all did. They all had a great time. I saw there was one or two fights, nothing crazy. Stuff got pretty much taken care of. Nothing went out of line. Nothing got too crazy out there. But do they repeat? Think about this. They got a lot of their core coming back, right? Uh huh. Mm-hmm. But will we be back? Yeah. Hmm. Bye. Not day 366. No, I got you. Definitely. 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 Jose Volonte, producer Mark Cloak in the studio. You're tuning to Sports X Radio live here on 101.5 FM. K Don is streaming live worldwide on the Odyssey app. We're talking about the Golden Knights, the previous parade they just had this past Saturday. A lot of people criticize the time and the day. I was, I get it for you because you know what you drive and things of that nature. But I looked at it this way: they knew when it would get dark, how it would get dark. They knew the heat factor, right? People standing out there. I think they took in mind of that. You know what I mean? They thought about the people because it does get hot. I was out there for the Aces parade. It was pretty hot. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't dying, but it was hot. If you didn't have water, you had a problem that day. You know what I mean? You were feeling it for sure. So I think they had that in mind. Now, 7 o'clock. The only reason I thought they did that was because there was no other sporting event in town that day. I believe. I think the only thing that was going on was aviators, if that. I think the aviators were at home. Correct. Soccer games were Thursday, Sunday, so it didn't coexist with that. It basically went around it, but I liked it, even though again I didn't attend the parade. But I thought Saturday, 7 p.m. start was perfect. By the time they got to Toshiba Plaza, sun was dim coming down. It got dark at the right time, and it just made it more perfect. The scenery and the way that everything worked out. Now, another thing that I talked to you about last week, before the Golden Knights finished it off, before they won the cup, and we got to this point with the parade was, will this close a lot of chapters for a lot of people, right, in their lives due to what happened on October 1, due to what the Knights did in year one, how close they got with the misfit team, being able to do what they did, putting the city of Las Vegas on their back. I spoke to numerous people, people that, wish to stay unnamed, and I respect that. But I spoke to numerous people, and the sentiment was what I expected, Mark, and what I had told you guys on air last week was that lots of people are happy and not happy because this team won a Stanley Cup final. They're not happy because this team is finally champions. They're happy because of the fact that the Knights closed a chapter for them in their life that they were able to finally move forward from, that they felt that they were so stuck to for the past 6 years. And I totally understand that. I have someone that was there. I know someone that was there, someone that was affected by it. They didn't get shot, but mentally, emotionally, that's something that you can't just wipe off, turn around, turn your back to, close the chapter, and act like it never happened. So, to the Golden Knights organization, I say this on behalf of some people that I have spoken to. Thank you. Thank you with all of our hearts for what you did and what you brought to not only the city, but every single person that was affected by October 1. Oh, yeah. The A's. That's another conversation. Yeah. Oh, I got you. No, you said the A's. Okay, gotcha. Congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights on winning their first ever Stanley Cup championship, Stanley Cup trophy, finishing off this season. Great run. Big congratulations to Bruce Cassidy, what he did coming here after being outed in Boston and not even getting the right opportunity to continue with that team and prove everyone I'm that guy. I can complete this. I can make it happen, and I will make it happen no matter what team you give me. I don't care if you're going to tell me, you know what, Jose? This was plug and play. This guy came here with a team that was set, ready to go, and all they needed was a great coach to get them going. It's not always plug and play. Anyone can jump into a situation that has superstars or has a squad that's completely set up. But look at what he came into this season. Yes, he came into the perfect looking roster on paper. But what happened? Turmoil throughout the whole season. And what did he do? He coached his butt off. And that's what great coaches do. Great coaches coach in every single situation, not just the great situations, not just in a situation when you have all the all-stars, all the starters that are healthy. No, he did it with 5 different goaltenders. He did it with guys being pulled up and down from the Silver Knights. So to you, my man, I tip my hat 100%. I believe, Mark, I don't know if you agree with me on that. Maybe I'm over the top here. One of the greatest coaching jobs in the history of the NHL. Not the greatest, one of the greatest coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. Yeah. What do we do? Hey, you know what it is, man. Sometimes the players whine, they get what they want. It doesn't always work out like they say. Be careful what you wish for. The adult in the room ended up winning at the end of the day, and he got his trophy and he's going home. But look, Jose Volonte, my guy, producer, Mark Coke behind the big board, making sure I stay straight here and don't get in trouble and do anything bad. You guys are tuning to Sports X Radio live on 101.5 FM locally here, K Don in Las Vegas, and streaming worldwide on the Odyssey app. On the other side of this break, we're going to have my guy, our guy, John Giggy Maxwell, Media Relations Director for the Las Vegas Aces, joining us live on the phone. We'll be right back. So 4-2.
Your streaming question. Yeah, just do me a favor. Try not to mention it.
Just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, we brakes,
I did send it to your email.
or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Don't mention what.
Repairs. Ox gets it fixed for us. Free oil changes.
Oh, no, I'll just say interact with us on Twitter. I won't mention video.
800-230-8357. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee.
You're good, my guy. I won't mention anything. I'll just say interact with us on Twitter, and that's it. We're good.
We should call now. 800-230-8357.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-230-8357. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a future car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-230-8357 or oxcarcare.com.
If your bank account is causing you headaches, switch to One Stack Credit Union. With 46,000 free ATMs, innovative mobile app, and convenient local branches, you can kiss your banker goodbye forever. Open an account online today or find a local branch at onenevada.org. One Nevada is open to all Clark County residents, federally insured by the NCUA Equal Opportunity Lender. Causing you headaches, switch to One Stack Credit Union. With 46,000 free ATMs, innovative mobile app, and convenient local branches, you can kiss your banker goodbye forever.
I got to make sure I say 2022. I got to make sure I say 2022 WNBA champion, Las Vegas Aces. Media, Las Vegas Aces. Okay, got it. Okay, I know what I'm going to say. The 2022 WNBA Las Vegas 2022 WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces director of media relations, my guy John Giggy Maxwell. Finally get him on the radio, get him on the show. Oh man, all right, it's gonna be a good one. If you guys are watching on Twitter, hit me up, drop a comment. If you got something to say, let me know. What time is the soft break? Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hoke, live here on SportsX Radio, 101.5 FM. K-Don streaming worldwide on the Odyssey app. Just go ahead and download that app today. Check us out. Even if you missed any part of the show, the beginning half of the show, go ahead and check it out there. If not, Ken Thompson will have everything archived on Spotify and all of the other audio platforms that you guys like to listen to. Just look up SportsX Radio, and you can find out all of our previous interviews and everything else that Ken has going on. And anything that I do here on Monday nights, normally I got my guy Ian Bradford in the studio with me doing the show, but he had to take the time off. He's got some family things he's taking care of. Hopefully all is well with him. Again, always have him in the studio. Love chopping it up with him. But it's just me and Mark as well tonight talking SportsX Radio. Remember, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. live, and always streaming live nationwide on the Odyssey app. Ken will be back tomorrow night. Not sure what guests or what he's going to have going on, but he's always got good stuff going on here in the studio. But joining us next on the phone line, he is a good friend of mine, known him since this team started here. He's been an amazing media person, human being, just everything outright. He is from the 2022 WNBA champion, Las Vegas Aces. Director of Media Relations, my guy, John Giggy Maxwell. Finally, get you on the phone, my guy. Thank you so much. How you doing tonight? Good, man. Happy to have you on the show. Happy to talk with you a little bit here with the people in Las Vegas and just give them a little bit of the outlook of what's going on with the Vegas this season and just finally be able to talk to you, Jiggy, because every time I see you, you're so busy. You're always doing 100 million things at every single game that I see you at. It's basically, hi, how are you, young man? Shake your hand, and I'm good to go. But just wanted to pick your brain a little bit and talk about this team and how it's been for you so far, because you guys have the addition of Candace Parker, which obviously brings a lot more to your media plate, right, with more interview requests and things of that nature. How much more has she added to your overall palette this season compared to any other season?
So yeah, it's added a little bit, but also just the league itself, particularly over the past 3-4 years since we had our bubble season and really embraced some of the social justice causes and those kind of things. I think it's raised the profile of the league overall. So the interest overall has really started to peak. So it's been a great season so far. 10-1, couldn't have asked for more at this point. And you mentioned Candace, she's fit in perfectly. Felicia Clark, all the additions. It's a well-oiled machine at this point. I kind of just want to, blink my eyes like I Dream of Genie and head to the playoffs immediately. Because we're playing so well. Can we just hurry up and get there? Because we still got a long way to go.
Jiggy, talk a little bit about the fan support and people showing up to the stadium and Michelob Arena a lot more. It's gone up from what I've seen covering the team every single year. It's not like it's balanced or it's been back and forth. In my opinion, from seeing people show up, it's gone up every single year. Obviously, this season with them now being the champions, have you guys seen a whole lot more overall sellouts and things of that nature this season in the short season so far, or has it just grown year by year?
It's grown year by year. We had a little bit of a blip, as did everybody, with the pandemic and the season that we had to play in the bubble. So coming back from that year was a little weird. You'll remember we had to have social distancing in the arena to start the season. So we took a bit of a dip then, as did everybody. But we're up over 6,000 season ticket members. We hit that mark this past week, which is more than anybody in the league has. It's more than anybody in the league has had in more than 10 years. And you can definitely feel it in the venue. It's always been a great venue. If you just put 5,000-6,000 people in there, it sounds and looks great. But we've been averaging close to 9,000 this season, and it only seats about 10. And it's been incredible. And we've got a great production crew, 3 Point Productions, who puts on an amazing show in arena. So when you have all that feeding off of each other, plus the play on the court, it's a great environment.
And I'll be honest with you, some people weren't too happy about where you moved the media. I don't care. I like it regardless. I'm happy wherever we sit. But I like the idea. And what I mean by that, how you guys ended up setting up that whole row for people now, I believe, to purchase tickets or whatever it is. It gives some of the fans that want that on-court experience to have that, right? I mean, you had that whole space that was just bare there. So I understand why you put the media. But how has that worked so far with that fan experience and the people that get to sit in those seats?
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I fought that. I mean, part of my role, even though I'm paid by the team, to me, I'm also a conduit for you guys. Like, I want you guys to have the best experience, because if you guys have a great experience, you will continue to come out and cover the team. Not that you wouldn't, if depending on where we're moving you, but I want it to be as simple as possible for you guys. There's so much competition for sports and entertainment in Las Vegas that, to me, the easier we can make it for media to cover us, the better off we will be. So yeah, I would have preferred to keep you guys where we had you, but the economics just lend itself to, we can sell all those seats and give people, as you mentioned, a premium experience. It's not feet on the court, but it's the next best thing, and you still have access to the back of house areas where we have pregame meals and drinks for folks in those areas, and it gets a handful of more fans, 50 to 60 more fans, that much closer. And we've also added some seating kind of between where you guys are and the baseline. We've added some extra tables there. So the more people we can pack in there, the better it is for home court advantage, and more people are out there talking about us after they've come to a game and experienced it. I mean, if you were there the other night, Shaquille O'Neal walked right past you. Mm-hmm. Floyd Mayweather walked right past you. It's a fun place to be, to people watch, and you never know who's going to show up. So sharing that experience with as many folks as we can is what we're about. And trust me, I'd love to have you guys back, but unfortunately, the economics make it a fairly simple decision. And hopefully that we're still giving you guys what you need to be able to cover the team effectively in terms of the pregame and postgame press conferences and all that.
Hey, but to all my media people here in Las Vegas, that you just heard that John fought for us. He wanted to keep that spot there. So at least it's out there now. We know that John had nothing to do with it. So thank you, Giggy. We greatly appreciate that. But John Giggy Maxwell, Las Vegas Aces media director, joining us here on SportsX Radio. Another thing I wanted to ask you about as well, that is something that has grown a lot more in the time that the league has been here, not just in the last couple of years, just in general, is the overall pride. And what I mean by that, how pride gets shown all around the court, the arena, with the players, with the fans, and how the league has basically embraced that, right? The LGBTQ community, and basically shown them that they can be accepted. And it's not just in one type of sport. What I saw the other night on Pride Night, Jiggy, if I'm being honest with you, was something that I don't think I've ever seen in any arena. Like, everywhere you turn, there was pride, there was love. And it had nothing to do if you were gay, lesbian, trans, this, that, and the other. It was just everyone that was in the arena was happy, was respectful for each other, and was just there to have a good time in general. Can you talk a little bit about that and how the league has adapted as the years have gone by?
Yeah, I think the team started probably at least in around 27 years now, and I think it took a little while to sort of embrace who we were and who we are as a league, and to really understand the importance of it, because people just hadn't done market research, didn't know who the fans were, hadn't really paid attention to it. But it's such a huge part of our fan base, and we are a very inclusive group. We've been very out in the forefront of social justice issues, and as you mentioned, the LGBTQ community, that it makes sense. And we want all people to be able to come to games and enjoy themselves and be who they are. I haven't seen any sort of figures on what percentage of the WNBA players are gay, but there's obviously a percentage there. And so it would be silly not to embrace all cultures and all people Hopefully that even though we have that one specific day designated to celebrate Pride, hopefully people feel like they can come out all 20 home games throughout the regular season and be themselves. I think it's one of the great things that our coaches have done, from Bill Lambier to Becky Hammond, is our players in all facets of their lives are allowed to be who they are and encouraged to be who they are. And I think that's continued to stay true with Becky and Mark Davis owning the team. And it's a lot of fun to work for an organization like that.
And the type of work that you do as well, it's not just dealing with the media. It's not just, dealing with people that are there to cover the team on a day-to-day. You also have to deal with stuff that's involving the team, right? When something happens involving the team, you're the one that gets questions. You're the one that get answers. Not going to get into the Derek and Hamby thing, but obviously when that situation did arise, how do you handle something like that? When you get all the questions and you get bombarded with interview requests and things of that nature, how do you handle something like that, Giggy?
First thing I do is I don't answer the phone.
Okay, perfect.
I don't answer text messages. I'm incredibly rude to the local media. I just sort of speaking from a 50,000 foot level, the first thing you always want to have done is thought about these things. One of the things that I always do is if something happens to another team or a player on another team, doesn't matter if it's WNBA, NBA, NFL, is you kind of ask yourself, all right, if that had happened to us, how would we as an organization handle it? Because you don't want to be caught on your heels. You can't plan for every single thing that's going to happen to you, but you at least have to be responsible and think about, all right, how do we handle these kind of situations? So that's been true for anything that's come along, whether it's been with the Aces or any place else I've been. And first thing you do is you try and figure out sort of what the facts are, because one thing you don't want to do is speak unintelligently about something. If you don't have the facts in front of you, then you can't make an educated statement. But then obviously there's a number of people who get involved in terms of how you react to something like that. We've got I don't want to say a very hands-on owner in terms of Mark Davis, because that feels like it sometimes has a negative connotation. He's very cognizant of everything that faces the fans and really wants to have a hand in that because he himself is a fan. That's how he came to the WNBA. But he's also very much a part of so everything that we put out there. We've got a handful of people who sort of go over what we want to say, how we want to react to different things, and you come up with a plan and you execute it as best as you can. And you're not always going to do it to perfection, but hopefully you're as long as you're honest with folks. I think that's about as best as you can hope for. If you're honest, things will work out for you.
Giggy, before I let you go, for Aces fans or basketball fans in general, or just fans of sport that have not been to an Aces game, right, but have maybe seen it on TV, what do you tell to those people, and even the negative people that are against women's sports or just the WNBA in general? What do you say to those people to come watch an Aces game?
If you're against it completely, I'm probably not going to spend time trying to convince you to come on board. There's more people out there who would be interested, I think, in coming. And so spending too much time talking to folks who are just completely predisposed to not come to games doesn't seem like a valuable use of time. But for most people, it's, give it a shot, come out to a game, because I don't think people realize when I was first in the league, and I go back to 1997 with the league, the basketball was not nearly as good. I was joking with Becky Hammond the other day. She was playing in New York when I was in Charlotte, and we had a playoff game against them. They held the Charlotte Sting scoreless to start the playoff game for more than 7 minutes, yet the Charlotte Sting came back to win the game 48-44. Now, that is some bad basketball. Not fun to watch. I'm glad we won the game. But you come out to a game now, and we only play 40 minutes, not 48 like the men, and we're averaging 91, 92 points a game.
Yes, sir.
As the Las Vegas Aces. It's as exciting and up-tempo a brand of basketball as you're ever going to see. No, there aren't the dunks, but we've got tons of fast breaks, so many people who can block shots and pick up steals and transition offense that if you like basketball, come give it a shot. That's all we can ask. And given that most of our tickets, I want to say it's something like 85% of our tickets are $10, it's definitely economical to bring the family out and enjoy a game.
John, greatly appreciate you, my man. Let everyone know where they can find anything related to the Aces on social media and how they can get in contact.
And so the website's LasVegasAces.com, and all the social media handles are at LV Aces.
My man, greatly appreciate you. See you out there at the next game. You have yourself a great night. Talk soon.
You do the same. We'll see you this weekend.
Appreciate it. Our guy, John Giggy Maxwell, Las Vegas Aces Media Relations Director, joining us on the line there. Good stuff, Mark.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, it was funny because you might have seen me laughing when he was talking about when bad things happen.
Yeah.
Of course, you know that I had my little incident with the AEW World Champion, of which John Schneider, who was AEW's media relations guy, actually apologized to me. And I kind of told him, hey, it's all good. We're still getting views on that video. It's like up to 100,000 on our Instagram account.
So, Mark,
it's crazy. But yeah, but they have to deal with some stuff. There's been some interesting things going on all around sports lately that people have maybe put up some self-inflicted wounds, and they got to be careful with what they're doing.
So you're talking about getting views on a video that some people might say, "Oh, why'd you let that happen?" We got to take a break.
Oh no!
But here's the thing: I'm gonna give an explanation on how bad publicity, quote unquote, can also be good publicity. Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hoke, live here on SportsX Radio. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful experiences ever, but it doesn't have to be. Not if you call Stan Hicks of Hicks and Richburg of Coldwell Banker. Visit StanHicks.com. That's StanHicks.com. Voted one of the top 100 real estate agents in Vegas, Hicks and Richburg are all about helping people change their lives. Visit StanHicks.com today and get started. That's StanHicks.com.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a pregnancy risk assessment monitoring system survey about your recent pregnancy, also known as PRAMS. The survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Nevada, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free, show your pharmacist your digital card, and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll. Visit ArrayRxCard.com to learn more and sign up today.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevadans. Here's some waterway wisdom so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your yard. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting lovenvwaters.com and following us on social media.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Transportation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Diana. As a veteran, I know that for many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't always end when they come home. Because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Thankfully, I found American Humane's Pups or Patriots program, which brought Sam into my life.
Cool. Tell me again
Before
why
being
this
paired with
Victor
Sam, I didn't get out of bed for
so
most
great.
days.
I just looked up his stats.
Pups or Patriots and Sam literally
The NBA
changed
kid
my
that's supposed to go
life.
number one from France.
Now I'm able to go to the store without
His
having
stats
a
are
panic
not good at
attack.
all.
I'm finally able to live my life the way I want to live it. Pups for Patriots provides trained service dogs to veterans like me at no cost. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots service dog program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
How?
1015 FM KDON. Take a dance. You're old enough to dance the night away. Dance the night away.
That's right, we're dancing the night away, but we're not dancing the night away the way the Golden Knights did on Saturday night. That's the only problem. We're dancing in the studio. Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hope, behind the big board. You guys are tuning to Sports X Radio, live here on 101.5 FM, locally here in Las Vegas, KDON, and streaming worldwide on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download the app today. It's completely free, and trust me, you can listen to any of the previous shows and anything from earlier in hour one with our guy, John Giggy Maxwell, the Las Vegas Aces Director of Media Relations for the 2022 WNBA champions, the first professional sports team to bring a championship to Las Vegas, whether you like it or not. But anyways, Mark.
Oh, do you want to get started on that?
No, I'm just.
Do you want to get started?
No, I'm just pushing buttons. I'm just pushing.
All
buttons.
right.
But look, but here's the thing. We had a conversation before. You started a little conversation, right? Earlier about video that circulating that is actually pinned to your Twitter. Go check him out at Mark Hoke Show on Twitter. It's pinned to his account.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. Here's the thing. It's funny, it's disrespectful, but it's understandable if you understand the business, right, Mark? That's one thing. And when I said earlier, quote unquote, even bad publicity is good publicity, I'm going to say this. A lot of people probably don't know this about me, but go on YouTube.
Oh, no.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Go on YouTube.
What are you doing?
And search reporter ask Sue Bird dumb question.
Uh-oh.
Just look it up. And here's the thing. I want to correct this right now, okay? And I'm gonna cut this and post it later. And hope that she
told me this. I could have dug this up and played it.
Well, you can dig it up now if you like while I'm talking. So here's the thing.
I got to find a cue it. But
last year, when the Seattle Storm were here in Vegas and they played the Aces, post-game conference, I wasn't able to be at the game. So they had the Zoom calls and everything still, right? They lost. It was their final game. They were eliminated. And I believe they were blown out. I was trying to ask her something in the range of, you never want to lose a game, ever, at all, right? Actually, no, they didn't get blown out. They just lost. But it was a back-and-forth crazy game. So I had told her, I'm like, what I meant to say, would you have it any other way? And what I meant by that, this being your final game, not knowing that it's your final game, but now that you do, it's over, right? You're here, basically. Would you have had it any other way? In other words, would you want to get blown out, or would you want it to be a competitive back and forth battle as it was? Those weren't my exact words. I basically stumbled. I messed up. And what I said was wrong. I'm not sure if, Mark, you have the audio.
Is this the headline, Sue Bird shocked by reporters?
There we go.
Yes. That's it. Okay, well, let me
play that real quick.
Oh, yeah, give me a second. Let's hang on. Let me back it up here.
With the way that the crowd was in Las Vegas, the fan support and everything like that, and everything going into today's game, knowing it's your last year, if you want it any other day, it has to be the way you want it to be, right? You don't want just easy going games. You want excitement.
No, I want 20-point wins every game until we win the championship. What are you talking about? I don't want to lose. I'm not, no disrespect, but what?
All right. Thanks, lady.
Now, again, that's me. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not embarrassed.
That's a good headline there.
But here's the thing. If you look at the videos that are out there, they got a lot of views. Now, my face isn't in there. My name, you heard it.
Lucky.
But you know what I mean? What I want to get clear, and I want to throw it out there, because I know Sue Bird's not a bad person. She's never rude or like that to the media. And I know she wasn't trying to be rude. Trust me, I totally get it. I've spoken to other people, and she was not trying to be rude in any way. It was a rough game.
She didn't understand the question. I asked it the wrong way. So, long story short, Sue, if you're listening, you ever watch this or you ever hear this down the road, all I meant to ask you was, you want excitement in your last season. Now that you know the game is over and it's your last game, that's what you want, excitement. You don't want to get blown out. You know what I mean? It was a different way. And now that goes back to what your little video was. Your video is blowing up a lot more than mine. But I asked how you took it. Well, you took it like a freaking champ.
Yeah.
Tyson came in there and gave you a freaking 1-2 combination, and you stood there and did not flinch.
No, I don't. We've played this on the show.
At Mark Oak Show on Twitter. Go ahead.
Yeah,
And check out
that's
the video.
pinned there. But yeah. You know, I asked him. I hadn't even asked the question yet, and he said I had type 3 diabetes. So the next time I see MJF, we'll have a discussion about it.
But Mark, you had fun in the studio this past week.
No, I didn't. Well, I did for about an hour and 55 minutes.
So my question to you is, has security spoken to you yet? Because there was a brawl in the studio. From what I was told, from what I heard, from what you told me.
You want to hear the audio?
Oh, that'd be nice.
I don't have it from the show. I have it from our video. But of course, you want to hear me having to deal with it on air.
So this is the audio of the Mark Oak Show on Sunday morning with the Braun Studio.
David Difference.
Awesome.
Come on. What's good?
What you think right now?
What you think they're saying? This is my title. This is my title. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
This is my title.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. This is crazy. Mark, this the show you're running? It's going down for it.
Love it. I like how he ended. Mark, this the show you're running?
That was Lights Camera Faction.
Talk a little bit about that.
The number one bad boy faction in Future Stars of Wrestling.
Okay.
They made some appearances on AEW. Ice Williams was defending his FSW Heavyweight Championship against Shogun.
Okay.
And we had interviewed Shogun earlier in the show, first hour. Shogun just apparently he didn't really appreciate what Ice was saying about him. And he was part of a tag team, and his tag team partner, they had a triple threat match. And he kept calling them two big dummies and, saying some bad things about him. Shogun took exception. So there you go.
No
We're getting ready to close the show out, and Shogun just, whoa. So, yeah. So I might have had a heart attack.
So do you have a full YouTube video clip anywhere that people can watch?
Yeah, that's from the YouTube video clip.
Okay. Where can they find the YouTube video?
That's at Mark Hoke Show on.
That's all platforms, just at Mark Hoke Show.
Pretty much either the Mark Hoke Show or Mark Hoke Show, one of the two. It's I keep it simple, man.
How was the event this weekend though?
Oh, the event was amazing.
Yeah.
You ever see?
Because you invited me and I couldn't go, unfortunately.
You ever see an 8-year-old do a flying tornado DDT?
I have now. And I don't think I'll ever see that again.
Unbelievable.
If you guys haven't checked that out, that was pretty sick.
Unbelievable. Yeah, just Danny Limelight's real fast. Danny Limelight's daughter, who's 8 years old, came along with Danny. It was Father's Day, and she came down to the ring with him to take on the young Bodie Young Prodigy, who was 16. Danny was defending his No Limits title, and she during the match choked him out. Chopped him, and the third interference was her walking on the top rope in a dress, mind you, doing a tornado DDT on Bodie Young Prodigy.
So what you're saying is she showed him who Daddy was on Father's Day.
See, that was kind of the whole point because Danny was saying that he was Bodie's daddy, and just for months it was going on. But it was an amazing clip, an amazing day at the Silverton Casino. So
I'm telling you, man, the next time you invite me to one, if I'm in town, I'm definitely going, man, because wrestling is something that anybody and everybody, no matter what the age, you guys can enjoy. But I got to give you guys a quick little update. Tomorrow, Ken will not be in studio. Our guy, Christian Wynn, will be sitting in for Ken Townsend on a Fat Tuesday, on a Taco Tuesday. I'll be at the taco spot. enjoying some tacos while you guys are doing the radio
I
show.
gotta do it with a
So here's the
win.
thing. Tomorrow, I'll be the one texting you guys like Chris is doing here.
Doesn't
Now,
Chris have a life?
he does. He likes to listen to people locally. You know, he's one of the big
I
supporters
know.
of local sports talk radio and just radio in general.
Because every time he's on, I have to show the world how wrong he is about everything, and it hurts. It hurts, Jose.
Oof.
I hate doing that.
My eyes just hurt because this view that I'm looking at right now from Cenesia Estrada, I wake up like this. Ay, Dios mío. If you wake up like that every morning, geez, I don't. Oof.
I'm hurting too because Coachella Valley is up 4-2 on the Hershey Bears in Game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals. Hershey leads series 3-2 as Coachella Valley. They won the first 2 at home. Hershey won 3 in Hershey, and now we're back at CV and they're up. So
Minor league hockey, Marco. For those of you that do not know, Jose Volonte will be right back after this commercial break.
Steiner, the Nevada Style Pub invites you to play the best tavern, keno, and video poker in Vegas. Promos are how we roll.
Right, clean next
Gaming
door.
dollars here with us. Come play our proud partner gaming promotion. Fly Aviators Fly and receive daily free play, bonuses, and more. With a chance to win awesome brand of prizes and big money for all the jackpots each week. It's not only great gaming I've had, it's the 24 awesome rotating draft beers. Vegas' best appetizers to match. So join us in supporting your Las Vegas Aviators, Golden Knights, Lights, Aces, and the Raiders. We make history in Vegas. Steiner, the Nevada Style Pub at 8410 West Cheyenne, 1750 North Buffalo, and Las Vegas Boulevard at Windmill. Steiner, I love this place.
Triple Temperatures means summertime has arrived. Odyssey's Summer of Safety brings you weekly tips for man and man's
Hour number 1 in the books.
Watch for underwater hazards. Be mindful of underwater obstacles such as rocks, tree branches, or uneven surfaces, which can cause injuries. By the pool, at the lake, in the car, stay safe this season and make the most of your summer. Summer of Safety, brought to you by Finley Toyota.
Is your car still under warranty? No, not anymore. My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care. Ox Car Care? Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs. Ox gets it fixed. Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-230-8357. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get started.
I wasn't hearing you.
Car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care.
Oh, I know. I was just talking about
800-230-8357. 800-230-8357. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
Design concepts for creating a lasting 1 October memorial are now on display at the Clark County Government Center. One will soon be recommended as our community's memorial project. To learn more about the concept, watch team presentations about each proposal on June 14th in County Commission chambers from 4 to 9 p.m. and then take part in a short online survey June 15th to June 29th. For more information, visit 1 October Memorial Committee's website at clarkcountynv.gov/1 October Memorial.
Being a baseball play-by-play broadcaster demands a blend of learned mechanics, intense preparation, and a calm sense of entertainment. How hard is it to do this job? Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PBP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDON.
Welcome back from halftime. It's just after 9 o'clock in the big city. Time to continue America's favorite Las Vegas sports show, Sports X Radio with Ken Thompson.
Yeah. What up? Party's going on.
Duh.
Going to a party.
Uh-oh.
X Radio with
Uh-oh. I don't like that. Uh-oh. What happened?
And Shea, Boyle, and Rapaputi. Trial lawyers that get results. Visit ESBRlaw.com. Steiner's Pub, a true Nevada-style pub with 3 locations. One on Cheyenne, one on Buffalo, and one on the south end of the Strip. Steiner's Pub. We love this place. Preventative Diagnostic Center.
Can be 3-3 now or what?
Scan today for peace of mind. Visit PD Center.
Little MLB update, and then I'll end it with you getting an update on that.
Farmers Insurance, 702-335-5744. 702-335-5744. Laborers Union 872, the builders of Allegiant Stadium and the Las Vegas Ballpark, home of the Aviators. PromoDirect.com. Use K-10 for a 10% discount on your promotion items order. PromoDirect.com. And by William Hill Racing Sportsbook, America's leading racing sportsbook. Visit WilliamHill.us. So get ready, because Sports X Radio with Ken Thompson starts now.
Jose Volante, producer Mark Hope, back at it. Hour number 2, hour number 1 is in the books. Big thank you to our guy, John Giggy Maxwell, Las Vegas Aces Director of Media Relations, for joining us in hour 1. If you have not checked out that interview, go ahead and check it out. On everything else that's archived. Remember, Monday through Friday here, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. live on 101.5 FM KDON, locally in Las Vegas, and streaming nationwide on the Odyssey app. Tomorrow, our guy Ken Thompson taking the night off once again, which didn't make Mark that happy. Our guy Christian Wynn sitting in here on a Taco Tuesday, a Fat Tuesday.
A Taco Tuesday?
Because that's what it is.
Listen to you.
Taco Tuesday.
Like cultural
It's
appreciation.
Taco Tuesday. Anyways, let's go ahead and give out some MLB scores here on the Diamond. Giants and the Padres still going at it right now. Top of the 9th. Padres are up 4-2. Padres getting a little bit of a shift there in momentum with Tatis coming back. They're playing him in right field, not at shortstop, which is a little bit different there. Hey, he's coming back. He's playing. He's not arguing. He's playing where they put him. So far, it looks like it's working. Let's see if the Padres can find a way to figure this out in the second half of the season and not be sellers like we talked about previously. Cardinals giving a W on the road, 8-6 at Washington. Tigers getting the road in Detroit. Sea Wings Tigers. 6-4 against the Kansas City Royals. Sorry, I'm reading something else over here as I'm looking up the scores.
It's okay. Those teams are both terrible.
Marlins at home staying hot, 11-0 against the Blue Jays. Wow, Blue Jays getting blown out there in that game. Cubbies taking it 8-0 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh better figure it out if they want to find a way to keep holding on to that division. Looks like they're going to let it go. The Reds get a victory, 5-4 over the Rockies at home. Red Sox get a 9-3 victory on the road against the Twins. Diamondbacks and Kelly continues to stay hot. He's now at 9-3. Diamondbacks beat the Brewers on the road 9-1. Max Scherzer, Mad Max, or the Mets back. Will they figure this out in the second half of the season? 11-1 win on the road against the Houston Astros puts Mad Max at 6-2 on the season. Final game here, Texas Rangers on the road at Chicago White Sox. 5-2 victory there on the road to finish out the slate. Let's see if the Padres can finish it out to finish out this MLB slate on a Monday night, going into the bottom of the 9th there. But we also have one more score in the championship game. Mark,
stop.
It's hurting you. I know it is.
Oh, it's killing me. Those are my hometown Hershey Bears. Grew up 45 minutes away.
Okay.
Saw them win a few Calder Cups. Of course, that's the AHL, which the Henderson Silver Knights are a part of. So you Silver Knights fans out there probably familiar with the Bears and this evil, horrible, horrendous, miserable team that I wish was at the Carrot Festival instead of at the hockey rink.
Yeah.
The Coachella Valley Firebirds up 5-2 here in Game 6. What a crazy series this has been, by the way. Coachella Valley blew them out. Hershey out in the first 2 games. 5-4 or 5-0, 4-0. Bears won 3 straight in Hershey with 2 overtime games, including a 1-0 on Saturday night. And now Coachella Valley would get back here into Palm Springs, and Coachella's blowing the Bears out. So going to Game 7 Wednesday night. So you hockey fans, it's not over yet. And I'm sure the people here probably hate Coachella Valley. I would think. I need to go to a Silver Knights game. That would be fun.
Have you been to one yet?
I have not, and I need to go.
Neither have I. You know what? I get the emails. I get everything from the media, and I still have not gone to
Yeah,
it.
okay. You and I are going to go next year to a Silver Knight. You know, we'll have to see if Hershey comes to town.
Okay, there we go.
But then, I'll get in trouble because I'm going to pull out all my old chants against Rochester and some of the old school AHL teams. But yes, this is very sad. So Game 7. So get ready, guys. Some great hockey. They're playing it on an NHL network. So
call me crazy, man. I like series that get stretched out. You know what I mean? I know some people are like, nah, let's close it out early. Let's sweep them. I look at it this way. The more I can watch.
Didn't that get you in trouble with Sue Bird dragging things out?
She didn't drag it out. Anyways, no, but what I'm saying is I like excitement. I like to watch more. You know what I mean? As long as at the end of the day, if your team wins, that's what you want. I don't mind 7-game series. I really don't. Stretch it out. Have a good time with it. Enjoy it. Give the fans what they want. Get the viewership up. You know what I mean? So one thing that wasn't up, though, but at least that's what I thought, but I was 100% wrong, and Mark was right. Mark was right.
Usually.
The ratings were up for the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
They were. Now, here's the thing.
I know why.
But hold on.
I got a theory.
I'll let you throw that out. But here's the thing. They were up from previous year. But remember this, and you got to be honest. Would they have been a lot higher were it for the Lakers playing the Celtics or the Lakers playing the Heat?
Can I might counter you on something on that.
Let's see what you got.
While that would be a historical series with the Lakers and the Celtics, I got a theory why some of those other series were not as well watched.
Okay.
Because people hate LeBron. Yeah. And the Golden State Warriors got a little bit, shall we say, political and being a little bit snotty. Steve Kerr kind of putting his nose up in the air, saying some stuff probably shouldn't have said. People don't like that. Not for their sports teams. They just want to enjoy a game. And people are sick of LeBron. He shot his mouth off again during this finals and got ripped for it. Mm-hmm. Talking about, trying to go to Dallas and Kyrie and everything else in the middle of the NBA finals. LeBron, shut up. Let somebody else have a moment, please, if you don't mind. But yeah, people are irritated, man. That's, the Lakers fans are the Lakers fans, but outside of the team, man, it's not like it was in the 80s. Like when I was growing up, the teams, it was the Lakers, the Sixers, and the Celtics, pretty much. And people hated the Lakers, but they enjoyed the Lakers at the same time because of the talent on the team. People don't like, there's just like ambivalence towards this team. So
here's the thing. I'm a Laker fan.
I know you're a Laker fan.
And I'll be 100% honest with you. I've gotten to the point now in his career and in my life where I don't really care for LeBron. I have no dislike or hate or anything like that. I've come to realize that using the word hate against athletes, especially athletes that I don't even know personally, that I've never even met, I've never even done anything to me personally, is a word that's kind of hard to use. Now, I like to say more, I could care less about LeBron, right? If that makes sense. Now, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't want him with the Lakers anymore. I want them to move on from him. I want that saga to be over.
You want him to go to
with.
Dallas?
I don't care where he goes at this point. I want that saga to be over with, if I'm being honest with you. I'm glad he brought another chip, whether it's a bubble or not. He did what he said he was going to do. I give him credit for that, whether it was in whatever circumstances it may be. But I'm ready to move on from the LeBron saga. You know what I mean? And I'm being honest with that. But we'll see what happens.
I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Because people, there's just LeBron fatigue out there.
Yeah, I think they're all tired. Now, another team that was tired was the Phoenix Suns. And they surprised future Hall of Famer point guard Chris Paul. Chris Paul received a text message.
Did he get a present?
From his son.
Some Tupperware?
Not quite. He's going to need some Tupperware if he wants to eat where he's going because he may not have a place to live right off the bat. But Chris Paul received a text message from his son notifying him, hey, Dad, you just got traded to the Washington Wizards in a package deal for Bradley Beal. From your son, not your agent, not even the team that employs you, gave you the common respect and courtesy to call you into the arena, call you into the office, or even just call you.
That would have been nice.
To tell you, hey, Chris, we're moving on. We made a deal with Washington. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. Thank you. We appreciate you. Good riddance. He's been with Phoenix twice in his career now, right? I think they would at least extend him that much courtesy. Now, they didn't. His future is up in the air. He's now technically a Washington Wizard after the trade went through with the Phoenix Suns. Now, he's either going to try to get traded, meaning the Washington Wizards will probably try to get traded because he's already notified them I'm not playing here. Washington's just not an option for me. So if Washington doesn't trade him, more than likely there's going to be a buyout. Now, before we talk about the buyout and where he can possibly land, or where you may feel, Mark, he may even work. Does the Bradley Beal situation in this trade even make sense, and does it work, right? Because how's the coaching situation going to work in Phoenix? Now you're getting word that Isaiah Thomas might take over front office duties and start making these trades and doing things of that nature, right? Which we all know Isaiah Thomas's track record and what he hasn't done in the past with other teams. But DeAndre Ayton's not going to stop Joker anytime soon. You now do not have a solidified point guard to run your offense. JJ Redick, I love you to death, but for you to come on live national television and say that this is a great trade for the Suns and they're a better team now, and Kendrick Perkins, for God's sake, for him to say they're the best team in the NBA now.
Kendrick Perkins,
what are we doing?
Trying to join the I'm always wrong club on TV.
So here's the thing. He's the type of guy that likes to throw you know what on the wall and hope it sticks. And he's got lucky on some of these. You know what I mean? He said some things and they've happened. But he's been wrong on a lot of things that he's just trying to hope that he sounds like Nostradamus. You know what I mean? And is coming up with these things. I was right. You're just throwing stuff out there, and some of it is work.
He's doing the Skip Bayless move.
That's all he,
the Skip Bayless and the Max Kellerman. Just say something completely ridiculous and try and get a few views online.
Now here's the thing: with the package deal that they got, some of these draft picks and things of that nature that they got for Chris Paul, Bradley Beal is an injury-prone guy that can be on that edge of being a superstar, right? He's great. He really is. But I don't think he's superstar status type player because of the injuries that he's had. But this can end up being a good trade for the Phoenix Suns. What JJ Redick said as it's a great trade, it's good now. No, I don't believe that. It can be if the Phoenix Suns find a way to use what they got in this package to get that point guard, to get someone that's a vet, that is a star player, that is solidified, that may not cost you that much. Hey, there's a guy out there, Fred VanVleet, that opted out of his contract with the Phoenix Suns. I mean, with the Toronto Raptors. I'm not saying he's the best fit there, but you have some type of options if you do it the right way, some type of sign and trade deal, which can't happen with Toronto because he's an unrestricted free agent, right? I'm sorry, he's a restricted free agent. So Toronto can match anything, and there could be a signing trade. Just throwing out a possibility out there. I know that's crazy, but do you like the trade? Do you think it works? And who does it work for more than anything? Does Washington benefit from this at all? And where do you see Chris Paul landing?
Well, as for Washington, I think they're just kind of trying to start over. Mm-hmm. It's Chris Paul's not staying, so that's a contract dump. But the thing, the one, and that's what I think this just was, to be honest with you. Just trying to get Beal off the books and clean the slate, start over, because like I said, Paul's not going to play there, so it's what are you going to get for him? You're not getting anything for him because he's not going to stay there. If I'm a GM and I actually want him, I'm like, okay, Washington goes, can we get a first and a second round draft pick? I'm going to be like, what in my fantasy football league? Sure, absolutely, yeah, I'll take that. No, it's worthless. So, yeah, Washington's clearly putting the flag up and saying, man, we gotta start over. So, as for Phoenix, yeah, I mean, you got a pretty talented player there. I think Beal's been very underrated over the years. I think it's just it's one of those things where he's playing on a team that generally hasn't been very good or mediocre at best. So, and yeah, he's been hurt, but when he's on the court, he's a damn good player. So, I have no problem with that. I think Phoenix is probably had looked at their roster and said, we got to retool this a little bit. We've got pieces, but we're going to have to kind of jumble this up. So, yeah, I've got no problem with that move.
So we'll see where Chris Paul lands. A lot of people are saying, does he go back to LA? Now, what I mean by that, does he land with the Lakers or does he land with the Clippers?
Didn't he try to do that before?
So he did. He tried to get traded when he was back in the Charlotte days, I believe, or New Orleans or whatever it was, the Pelicans or the Hornets at that time. And the league completely blocked the trade. This was when it was still David Stern, I believe, right? It was not Adam Silver yet. I don't think Adam Silver had taken over just yet as commissioner or whatever, but they blocked it completely. But he was a Laker. It was already announced. The details were out, all that stuff, right? And what happened? Not just quite. The league blocks it completely, but now it comes back at the end of his career, right? Some people say, how much does he have left in the tank? Where does he go?
I know an interesting spot.
So here's the thing. I want to hear yours, but I'm going to tell you mine. I just told you about me not wanting LeBron anymore, right? Me saying basically I want LeBron to move on. The one thing that LeBron needs is a little more help because of where he's at in his age, right? Because he's trying to do a little bit too much. I like Austin Reeves. I like what he's doing, but he's still fresh. He's still young. He still has a lot more growth, right? Before he can become a point guard leader for anyone on offense. I think now is the best time, more than any, to try, if you're the Lakers, to try to find a way to bring in Chris Paul. I know it sounds crazy, but if you can bring in Chris Paul right now, he doesn't have to do as much as he's done with other teams because he's going to have a kind of super team squad around him, right? With the players they're going to bring back next year and whoever else they may add, depending on how much they have in the salary cap. But I think if you add Chris Paul to the Lakers this year, they are championship contenders, Mark. Call me crazy. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm not saying they're going to win it.
That part you jumped the shark.
I'm not saying they're going to win it. That's different. I'm not going to say, oh, it's a wrap. We wanted it. No. But I think it makes them championship contenders.
I don't know about that part.
Why not?
No. I think they just got on a roll here in the playoffs. I think you're taking over. But
you think that was it?
But but here's the thing that I think people are thinking about the Chris Paul of 10 years ago, and they're not thinking about what he is now. He's probably he's a role player and a backup, and he gets hurt. He's a little bit unreliable in terms of being on the court. You got to you can't think of Chris Paul as being a starter. I really don't think so. I don't think he's a starter in the league anymore.
Why?
Because he just gets hurt too often. If you're building a championship team, you got that one piece to fill in. And I need a guy who's going to give me, 65, 70 games. And I know he's going to get through the playoffs and he's going to be solid and I don't have to worry about it. Are you taking Chris Paul as that guy? There you go. There's your answer. There's your answer, because the snap answer should have been yes if that was the answer. It's not the answer.
Why you got to throw it at me like that, though?
Because it's the truth.
So where does he land? Where does he land?
Now, I will throw a fun scenario out.
Okay.
I'd have to see where this team's cap is, because I would like to see Nick Van Fleet in a Philadelphia 76ers uniform.
You mean Freddie?
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Sorry. I got Nick Van Exel on my mind, I guess.
Thinking of Nick.
But I will say this. If you could get him and then you bring Chris Paul on a vet deal to kind of fill out the backside of that roster and add yourself you get the point guard and you get a really good backup that's a veteran guy on that team that can keep things under control a little bit and maybe, not let any egos get out of hand. Now you got something. Just saying.
So what about your Philadelphia 76ers? Not saying for Chris Paul. Just thinking to the NBA chat. What does your team have to do, Mark? What does your team have to do this offseason?
I think they made a really good move getting Nick Nurse as a coach.
You like that move?
Changes a lot because Doc Rivers, sorry, I hated the hire. It was kind of one of those things where I kind of held my nose and said a prayer, and that prayer was not answered by the good Lord.
You know why I like it? I'll tell you this, and this isn't a knock to Nick Nurse, but I think every coach needs that one guy. After Kawhi left, he didn't have that one guy in Toronto anymore.
Yeah.
Siakam was good. He had Larry for a little bit, what Freddie VanVleet did, but he didn't have that one guy, that superstar, right? He has that now in Philadelphia, and he can grow around that and do more around Joel Embiid. Not only that, you got Tyrese Maxey, another young superstar that he can build and create from. I think he has, and he will find a way to make those two guys be a great, great duo. Because right now, what happened? Everyone was around the whole Harden and Embiid. Can they be that 1-2 punch? It's not that anymore, right? We know it. Harden's not. But
Not yet.
What do you think, though? Does he find a way to be the Nick Nurse of old. And what I mean by that 1 year Nick Nurse when he had Kawhi. Can we see that type of coaching?
Yeah,
or was it just a lucky run because he had Kawhi?
This is a really good team. And
I'm not saying
that
it's not.
Toronto team
It's a
was
great roster.
That Toronto team was a really good team too. No one thought that team was going to win a championship. I give Nick Nurse a ton of credit for winning that title. Don't remind me of the 4-bounce ding dong goofball shot. Yeah, please. But I think it's a great hire for Philly, and I think that they will now. I don't want to say they're going to get past Milwaukee because there's some moves to be made yet, but to me gets a big obstacle out of the way.
I like the move though, Nick Nurse. Let's see what he does there. Let's see what the Eastern Conference does in general. I think there's going to be a whole lot of shifting going around.
It's going to be a great conference.
It's going to be up in the air. It's not going to be just a one team.
No, this is Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Cleveland, Miami, and if anybody else can get in the mix there,
you have 8 teams that can basically make some noise in that whole spot.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough.
Who runs away with it in the West?
I still like Denver.
I'm in agreement with you 100%. Again, I know I said what I said about Chris. I know I said what I said about Chris Paul, but taking that out of the scenario, there's no way anybody beats Denver right now.
Well, and I'll say this too, that to be honest with you, for Phoenix, that could be addition by subtraction, because it's nothing against Chris Paul, but when you're, it's like,
so you think he was hurting them, is what you're saying, in a way.
In some ways, yes. Jose, think about. You're dating before, you obviously have a wonderful family now, but back in the day, you probably had that girlfriend.
Yeah. Or 2
right?
or 3.
Well, let's say you had that girlfriend that, you liked, but, she just kind of sometimes flaked out on you. Wasn't quite reliable, but when she was there, she was awesome. But you'd just be like, some days, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
And that, and she's a smoking 10, and you're thrilled to death, but it's not quite what you need. Chris Paul is a smoking 10, but isn't quite what they needed. You couldn't 100% count on him. You go back to when he was in Houston, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
And it happened a lot. And it's nothing against Chris Paul. He's a great guy. He's a great player. Somebody you'd love to have on your team, but I think he's a role player at this point.
We'll see what he ends up.
So now you're not in a situation where you're counting on him to give you 65 games, and you can get somebody in there that you will be able to count on, because it doesn't help if he can't play when you go to the playoffs and he's out, or he's down for 20 games at the end of the season. That doesn't help you. You could have Joel Embiid could be there and on your team, but if he only plays 32 games, what good's he doing?
Yeah.
So there you go.
We'll see. I don't know if Chris Paul is going to take a back seat, and
he needs to. And if he was smart, he would.
Again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying that you're right or you're wrong. I have no opinion on that, if he should retire or anything like that, or you can take that back seat, but I don't see it happening. A player of his caliber, with his pedigree, with his resume, I just
gotta know. I gotta know that their time is running out.
I agree, but if these players don't, that's the problem. In their mind, they're that guy.
And that's another problem. If that's his mindset, if that's his mindset, I'm still the guy. I'm still the 70. I can still go 70 games and get through 16 game, 20 games in the playoffs. That's not him anymore. You remember Moneyball?
Yeah, of course.
You remember when Billy Bean had the meeting with David Justice?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And David Justice was in there like, yeah, man, hey, you're paying me $10 million to play, or $6 or $8 million to play for this team. It's like, no, man, the Yankees are paying most of your salary.
That's how
much they think of you. They're paying you to play against them, and then it snapped. Right now, I don't know if that happened for real or not, but that's the conversation that somebody probably should have with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Be good at what you're good at right now. You're not the player you were 10 years ago. You're the player you are now. And if you be the player you are now and you take this role, we're going to get you that championship. But if you think you're going to come in and, be that guy from when you were 23 years old, that's not you anymore. And that's a conversation that it's so hard for anybody to have in any profession. That you're, when you're starting to slip a little bit, you're getting a little older, it's that things are starting to pass you by a little bit. Sometimes you got to realize where you're at and what you're good at, and be what you're good at, and don't try to be what you used to be good at. So there you go. A little philosophy for everybody tonight on Sports X Radio.
There you go. Mark, switching it up a little bit here tonight on the show. Jose Volonte filling in for our guy, Ken Thompson. Once again, man, it's becoming my regular Monday spot. I like this. I really do.
I do too.
And I appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten around the town, around the city, and just text messages and people that do follow me. I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys know how I am. I don't do this for me or anything like that. Just like to have fun. Speak my mind, and you guys allow me to do so. But once again, Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hope, here on Sports X Radio. We got to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, the Mexican Football Federation on Monday officially dropped Diego Coca as their manager of their senior men's team. But that's not all. There's a lot more to this story. We'll be right back.
Fox News. From the Fox News Podcasts Network, the Fox News Rundown. A contrast of perspectives
The word
you won't
puto
hear
cannot be
anywhere
used
else.
on live
Your
air.
daily dose of news twice a day. Going far beyond the headlines, tapping into the massive reporting resources of Fox News to provide a full picture of the news of the day.
I'm Dana Perino.
I'm Brett Baer.
I'm Maria Bartiromo.
I'm Brian Kilmeade, and this is the Fox News Rundown.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, this is Harry Jacobs, host of The Credit Show and founder of Credit Restoration of Nevada, inviting you to join me for The Credit Show at our new time, 8 a.m. Saturday morning here on KDON.
That's a good one.
Finley Lincoln of Henderson in the Auto Center Mall is your headquarters for luxury, service, and value. Your home for the best selection of Navigators, Nautilus, Lincoln Corsairs, and Aviators at prices you have to see to believe. Plus a wide array of certified pre-owned cars like the MKZ Hybrid Sedan and the MKC Reserve SUV. Visit FinleyLincolnofHenderson.com today.
That's a good one.
No pressure online staff with tons of financing options and specials. You're sure to find the car of your
see the
dreams.
cocktail waitress in the morning, you'd be like, nothing could be
Plus,
finer than
genuine
to be
Lincoln
in her
Tops after
vagina
the sale
and
means
before.
you're going to be happy for years to come. Stop by the showroom at 310 North Gibson Road in Henderson or visit FinleyLincolnofHenderson.com today. Remember, it's more than a Lincoln. It's your Lincoln. And your Lincoln awaits at Finley Lincoln of Henderson in the Auto Center Mall.
Dear sports fans, elevate your game to the next level with a Toyota truck. Drive the crowd favorite Tacoma. This versatile playmaker is ready to own the weekend. Choose the tailgating MVP, the Toyota Tundra. This is one vehicle that comes up clutch. Or ride in the adventurous 4Runner, a true champion on and off the road. Come join the team of champions, Toyota Trucks. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Let's go places.
Attention Nevada residents. Education is key to unlocking your potential and achieving success. Unfortunately, 16% of Nevada students do not graduate high school, leaving them at a disadvantage. But there is hope. The Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy, a voluntary and tuition-free educational program offered by the National Guard, is here to help. Using a military model and an 8-core component curriculum, the Academy is dedicated to reclaiming the potential of disproportionately affected youth. The program is designed for those who are dedicated to becoming a better version of themselves. For more information or to talk to the admissions team, please visit our website at battlebornyouthchallenge.org. That's battlebornyouthchallenge.org. This message is sponsored by Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing,
together millions of things for our planet. When buying toys for your pet, look for natural materials like cotton, rope, wood, or bamboo. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
1015 FM KDON.
What you see, no, not so clear. Hey, in the sky so very dear, yeah. You're a shining star, no matter who you are. Shining bright to see what you can truly be, what you can truly be.
Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hoke. You're tuning in to Sports X Radio live here on 101.5 FM KDON, locally in Las Vegas, and streaming live worldwide on the Odyssey app. Remember, Sports X Radio, weekday nights, evenings, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every single Monday through Friday with producer Mark Hoke and Ken Thompson. When he's not here, you can check me out on Monday nights with my guy, Ian Bradford. If not, on other nights, you can also check out our guy, Chris Wynn, and anyone else that Ken gets up in the studio when he can't make it.
I can't believe Chris is coming in tomorrow.
Have fun with our guy, Mark Hogue. But remember, if you guys want to interact with us, you can always interact with us on Twitter, on anything social media, at Jose_Volonte, at our guy, at Mark Hogue Show. If you guys are wrestling fans, like I said, always check that out. But Mark, are you a little bit heartbroken at the moment? Because the look on your face does not look like a face of happiness.
Coachella Valley's up 5-2 with a minute to go.
Yeah, no good.
No, it's no bueno.
No bueno, my friend.
My heart hurts.
You need Taco Tuesday now, I think.
No, you know what? Actually, I think I need.
What do you need?
I think I need to go to the preventative diagnostics.
That's what you need.
That's what I
let
need
them
to do.
know.
As you know, your health, and the health of those you love has never been more important. It's on our minds. So get peace of mind when you visit Preventative Diagnostic Center. They have the only scanner of its kind in the region that gives early detection before signs and symptoms of more than 24 ailments like heart and lung disease. When I'm going to be done crying after this game's over. It's pretty rough. But call for Preventive Diagnostic Center now to schedule your free educational consultation at 702-534-7900. It's 702-534-7900. Tell them Ken Thompson from Sports X Radio sent you. It's still got that commercial going, by the way. Yeah. Have you seen that thing?
No.
It's okay. No, but it's a good, it's a good commercial. Ken needs to do a new one, though, I think. But he did his scan. He's glad he did. He got information on his heart and overall health that he never would have known. The comfortable scan only takes minutes, and he got a detailed report from a board certified radiologist.
Come on, man.
Board certified radiologist. And another great thing too, if you have a spouse or significant other like you and Ian, they're free.
Yeah.
Go as a couple, take the one you love, get answers before there's signs and symptoms. You'll both get a heart CT scan with calcium score for only $125. It's a $600 value per person. Dude, that's like $1,200.
Free.
You're only paying $125.
Can't beat it.
No, you can't. So early detection's key. Get peace of mind when you take charge of your health. Call Preventative Diagnostic Center right now, 702-534-7900, 724-534-7900. Once again, 702-534-7900, Preventative Diagnostic Center with that board-certified radiologist.
There we
go.
Appreciate
How about
you.
that?
If you guys have not done so, please go ahead and take care of yourself, take care of your health and the health of your significant others. Trust me, that is very, very important. My mom gave me a watch for Father's Day, and she goes, I've never given you anything like this, and it's a timepiece, and it's something I want you to keep to remember me when I'm gone. I'm like, Mom, relax. I'm 70 years old. You ain't going anywhere anytime soon. But what I'm trying to get to is that it just makes you appreciate the people around you. So please make sure that everyone that is around you, whether it's your family or friends or people that you're really close with, make sure that everyone gets their health checked out. But speaking of health and checking on people and commentation and things that are being said, you brought something to my attention that was brought up that I need to know a little bit more about, because this individual is all over the news, and we just brought up her partner just a few moments ago, a few segments back. But what was it exactly that Mrs. Rapinoe said, Mark?
This is,
Megan Rapinoe. For those of you that don't know what I mean.
Yeah, one of the most popular athletes on the planet. She's amazing. Everybody loves her.
Sure.
Get this. So they're doing a jersey retirement ceremony for Sue Bird.
Oh, and Macklemore was in attendance, yeah.
And she's giving her a little speech. Are you ready?
Oh, I think.
Are
Go
you
ahead.
ready?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Are you ready?
Yes, go for it.
Here's the quote. This might be one of the top 5 worst sports quotes of the year. Could be for the century so far.
Let's see.
Congratulations on arguably the best career that anyone has ever had in the history of any sport ever. Speaking on Sue Bird. Megan Rapinoe, everybody. Should I read that again, Jose? Jose, should I read? I know you're over there flipping out. Jose, should I read it again?
So here's the thing. I actually
the best
did
career that any. Should I do it? The best career that anyone has ever had in the history of any sport ever.
So here's the thing. I don't know her personally. I don't care. I don't have nothing against her. But that's the stupidest quote I've ever heard, and it's dumb because the only reason she did that, again, it's the jab and stab and throw jabs at the men. That's all she's doing. With all due respect, she had a great career, one of the greatest careers of the WNBA, and one of the greatest female athlete careers ever. Not just basketball.
Solid.
But you can't say that she's had the greatest career of any athlete in any sport, basically, is what you're saying, in the history of sports.
You want to take turns naming athletes that had a better career than Sue Bird?
Ay, Dios mío, are we really going to do this? Am I getting text? Oh, wait, I'm getting text messages already. I think that this might be someone that is. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't worry about it. It's off topic. It's off.
Oh, it's off topic. That's good.
It's off topic.
But she just likes to push buttons. And here's the thing:
she pushes all the wrong ones.
And not only that, she doesn't do her homework. Remember, I forgot his name, but he used to be on ESPN. He's no longer on there. He went to CNN or something like that. He does actual news now, not sports anymore. Yeah, the name's Will King. He came out on First Take years ago, or whatever it was. He gave the explanation. I forgot the exact number, but I'm gonna, paraphrase and kind of exaggerate. But he basically said the women want to be paid more and they want quote unquote equal pay. I have nothing against women getting paid. Let me get that clear. I cover women's sports. I have nothing against women's sports.
I coached women's sports for years.
Exactly.
I'm a father of a daughter.
I love women's sports, but I'm also a realist and I know how to read black and white and what's in front of me. He said something like, well, the men's World Cup generated, 1.5 billion or whatever, and the men only got 4% of that, but they still got overall more money than the women, right? Technically, they got hundreds of whatever millions it was. The women's had to take from a share of 180 million for the whole World Cup.
Which is a high number, by the way.
And the women got 20% of that. So technically, if we're going based off of numbers and percentages and rates, the women make more money than the men's national team. Now, we're talking about percentages here. You want equal pay. You want equal pay, then let's give the men 20%, not 4%, right?
Yes, that would be
and that's what I'm trying to get to. The women need to make more money, yes, but where's the money going to come from if you're not generating it?
There you go.
That's the problem.
That's a great point. Did you see? This reminded me when I saw this, because of course, whenever I hear Megan Rapinoe, my brain just shatters. But Lisa Leslie had made a statement on LeBron's show, The Shot, a while back, when she was sitting down. It was her and Draymond Green. I forget who else was on the show off the top of my head, but she made the comment that the women in the WNBA should be getting paid more. Can't you guys just not go to the casino so much and give us a little more money? That was her quote. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, if I run a business that doesn't make a profit for 25 years and I'm being supported by the NBA, I should be grateful that I even have a job.
Yeah.
That stuff drives me nuts. And I couldn't believe somebody that was such an experienced athlete as Lisa Leslie was essentially asking for a handout from these guys, considering that, look, the WNBA, nice league, great opportunities for women, fantastic. But don't talk to me about being a major sport. Don't talk to me about, wanting more money until you generate it yourself. That's fair. That's fair. Sorry. And you hear comments like Megan Rapinoe said, and just, man, some people got to get a grip. You know what I mean? Just saying.
It's tough when you have European leagues for women that are making them more money, and they're dipping after the WNBA season is over, and they're going overseas to play because they can make more money that way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy that the NBA, which has, I believe, a stake or runs the WNBA in some type of way,
they totally subsidize it.
and it's like you were able to figure out your league and create it to what it is and globally now. Why haven't you been able to figure out the WNBA? What I mean by that, take a page from these overseas leagues.
Well,
what is working for them?
But here's the difference. This is the big difference is in the United States, there are so many other options of sports to watch and things to do. And when you go to a smaller country, you have less options and people are going to go, it's like, if you have a team that's playing in, let's just pick a small city. I like Cedar Falls. Okay. There's not much competition for that if you had a professional team in Cedar Falls, Iowa, right? You plop a professional team in Los Angeles, it better be really, really good, and unfortunately you for the WNBA, they just when you're seeing, people just care about the men's teams more. It's just real. It's the same thing with the situation brought up with the women's, the World Cup.
Yeah.
The men, it's a much more explosive game, and then it's, and the WNBA has, and as our guest earlier said, the WNBA has gotten a lot better, but it's still not like watching the men play.
It's a big
difference.
difference.
It's a big difference in the game. And when I went to college, I was probably one of the 5 biggest supporters in the student body of our women's basketball team. I loved our women's team. I went to classes with a bunch of those girls. Man, we won national championship while I was there. I loved watching them play every night. Loved it. Of course, we were in Fargo. So they filled the Bison Sports Arena because that was one of the best shows in town. Now, do you does UNLV women's basketball fill a state, fill up Thomas and Mack? No, because there's other shows in town.
Definitely.
So that's just kind of how it works. And you have to have a realistic approach about this, so it's an interesting topic, but you've got to still be getting the same thing out of it. And if the WNBA was putting up, bring in, having 17,000 people at all their games, that's the average for an NBA attendance. Then the women would be getting paid that much, but they don't draw that much. It's just the way it is.
They got to find a way to get smaller arenas, but that aren't cheap gyms, because that's what some of these teams play.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, find a way to build something smaller. Maybe play in a college arena. Some of the smaller colleges, you can play in places like that and still fill that up and make it look nicer. Get ratings, get ticket sales, sell out, quote unquote, a 5,000 seat stadium, a 7,000 seat stadium, something that is reasonable. You know what I mean? You don't have to have them in an NBA stadium. They're not going to sell that out.
And it's tough because you're still, you have a lot of these teams that are in NBA in major cities. You talk about the New York Liberty, for example. I don't know their attendance off the top of my head, but you're competing against everything that's going on in New York City. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard. You're not gonna. You have to have a terrific product to put 20,000 people in Madison Square Garden, as an example.
Yeah, pretty much. Man.
So, pro wrestling runs into it sometimes too, but you have the WWE has the best product right now. AEW does well, but WWE can put 15,000 people in a arena in a heartbeat. Just the way it is, but Future Stars of Wrestling, it's an independent promotion. They're we're playing at Silverton.
Find ways to get the right spots where they know the crowd's going to show up.
Yeah, and and have a product that everybody gets really excited about. So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's the equal pay debate is quality entertainment, to say the least. But
it's
and it's not that I hate the Aces or anything like that,
No,
or
not
I
at all.
hate the WNBA. But you got to be, or women's soccer, or anything like that. You got to be realistic. People like watching men's sports more than women's sports, and that's the bottom line.
It's just, it is what it is, man. Jose Volonte, producer Mark Hoke. You guys are tuning in to Sports 6 Radio, live here on 101.5 FM, K-Don locally in Las Vegas, streaming live on the Odyssey app. Worldwide, got to give a big shout out to Alexa Grasso. The UFC women's flyweight champion has now been pushed up to the #1 pound for pound champ in the women's division, with Amanda Nunes retiring. Big shout out. She's Mexican, so Viva Mexico with her. Now, I wanted to get into the Mexico-USA game.
Let's get that up when we come back.
But we do got to take a break. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll finish up with this because I have a lot to say about this. It's something that has had my blood boiling for a very long time. And this weekend just basically put me over the top. We'll be right back.
Insurance is the ultimate peace of mind, but are you getting the best price? Farmers Insurance is a name you can trust.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna
Rob
be a
Ritchie
good one.
is making sure you don't pay too much. Auto, home, boat, pet, small
Good
business.
segment. We went
renters,
on.
and important life insurance at a great price and service. Rob Ritchie Farmers Insurance Agency is on Warm Springs by the airport. Endorsements for Uber and Lyft drivers. Rob Ritchie Farmers Insurance Agency is open every day till 7 p.m. 702-335-5744. 335-5744. Se habla español.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful experiences ever. But it doesn't have to be. Not if you call Stan
No,
Hicks.
I gotta look it up.
in Richmond,
I know the show you're talking about, though.
Visit StanHicks.com. That's StanHicks.com. Voted one of the top 100 real estate agents in Vegas. Hicks and Richburg are all about helping people change their lives. Visit StanHicks.com today and get started. That's StanHicks.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Wake up your taste buds with Bluebell Java Jolt, a delicious pint of coffee ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a decadent coffee fudge swirl. It's the jolt you need to perk up your day.
The good old days are being made right now.
I don't watch college baseball, so I don't have much on that, for being honest with you.
Being made right now.
Yeah, I'll lead into it, and then I'll just let
Look
you
for
do it.
Bluebell ice cream at your favorite grocer. If you can't find it, be sure to ask for it.
Are you, or do you know a 16 to 18-year-old who is falling behind in school? Do you find yourself struggling to keep up, or perhaps often getting in trouble? That's okay, because you're not alone, and help is available. Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy is a voluntary, tuition-free program open to Nevada students like you. BBYCA uses a military structure to assist in reclaiming lost credits, instill discipline, develop self-reliance, and foster a sense of community. If you are ready to accept the challenge, apply now for the new semester class. Check out the website at battlebornyouthchallenge.org. That's battlebornyouthchallenge.org. Or simply search for Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy. This message sponsored by Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
When we're preparing for debris burning, we're making sure we're in an open, sandy area. We've got our fire hoses ready and hooked up. Then we do a halo of water where our pile's at before we burn. And then we just spend the day watching the fire. Always be alert when burning debris. Don't ever burn on dry, windy days, and check for local burning restrictions. Stay with your fire and make sure you have water and a shovel nearby to put it out. Spark safety, not wildfires. Learn more at nevadafireinfo.org.
I've never gone live on Twitch. This is the first time ever.
Life can seem like an endless loop. But the cycle can be broken.
that like a messenger system? KIK, right? Kick.
You're not alone. Visit maketheconnection.net to learn more.
.105 FM KDON.
I got the rockin' pneumonia. I need a shot of rhythm and blues. I caught the rolling arthritis sitting down at a rhythm review. I roll over Beethoven, they're rocking in 2x2.
That's right. Jose Volonte, Mark, host, producer, behind the big board. You are tuning in to SportsX Radio live here on 101.5 FM KDON and streaming live locally on the Odyssey app. Remember, tomorrow night, Taco Tuesday. Our guy Christian will be live in studio. Hey, you never know. I might just pop in studio tomorrow night. Man.
Come in. Why
just
not?
surprise you guys. Hey, maybe I got a Taco Tuesday spot. I'm not gonna say the name because they don't do no sponsors or anything like that, so I can't promote them. But if you guys follow me on social media, you see me posting stuff. Just go follow me, Jose_Volonte, and you'll basically check that out. You can see the tacos that I get on Taco Tuesday. I want to talk about Mexico, though, and what happened this past weekend in the game at Allegiant. But the Demon Deacons came from behind to win their second straight one-run game at Charles Schwab Field, beating LSU 3-2 on Monday night in the game that determined the control of their bracket. You talked about the bracket and how crazy it was in that whole scenario with the College World Series. Mark, what have you seen so far?
Yeah, this has been very interesting. The bracket one has been all one-run games so far. Virginia, who's the number 7 seed in the tournament, is out. TCU knocked them out yesterday. Florida just got by Oral Roberts. They were up 5-2, I believe, and Oral Roberts nearly came back, got one in the 9th, but couldn't finish it off. So the upset-minded Summit League boys from Oral Roberts, 5-4 losers. So Florida will be trying to play their way into the final. They will get the winner of the Oral Roberts TCU game coming up. So 2 unseeded teams playing for the right to take on the Florida Gators. And on the other side, Wake Forest is in the driver's seat over there as they beat LSU today. Tennessee eliminated Stanford. They're out. So LSU and Tennessee are going to hook it up in tomorrow. And let's see, LSU lost to Wake Forest 2-1 today. So that could possibly be an interesting rematch. But I think we're headed for a Florida Wake Forest 1-2 showdown, which would be a lot of fun.
If you guys are college baseball fans, make sure you watch that World Series coming down to the final. Should be a fun ending. But this past weekend, Thursday, then we had a game on Saturday or Sunday, I believe it was, whenever it was the next game that they played afterwards. USA basically murdered Mexico, right?
They did.
One of the worst, I believe, finishes and outcomes in the history of that rivalry on U.S. soil. I don't think the United States has ever beat Mexico that bad. They beat them so bad that the Mexican Federation on Monday officially dropped their manager, Diego Coca, who was basically just hired in February.
Ooch.
The thing about Mexico is they keep hiring, recycling, hiring, firing, this, that, and the other, and they don't give guys time to create and produce the talent they have. They win a lot of under 19, under 20, under 18 World Cup championships, but yet when it comes to the senior team, the men's team, they can't figure it out. They can't get past the second round whenever they get to the World Cup. It's always an issue, right? But the biggest issue that happened, and it happened this weekend again, and I'm sick and tired, and I'm embarrassed. I'm half Mexican and I'm half Argentinian, but I'm embarrassed at the Mexican fans. What they did, how they acted, and how they still don't get it. You guys are using a word, a homophobic slur that I cannot use on the air, but you know it starts with the letter P. They yell it all the time and they use it too freely, and I get it. I understand. They've been using that way before, and they've never used it as a homophobic slur. But we also got to understand as human beings, mi gente latina, mi gente mexicana, we have to be smart and understand we're in different times. That word can hurt a lot of people, whether you mean it in a term that is wrong or not. The Mexican Federation has been fined numerous times because of their fans for not stopping, for them not finding a way to implement rules against their fans. You know what I'm calling for? Ban every single Mexico game from having fans, whether they're at home or on the road. Don't ever let any more Mexican aficionados go to any game. Now, I know it ruins it for all the good ones,
But there's way too much BS, and it's become a clown show. All they want to do is go to games, Mark, to fight, to argue, to throw things, and be that sideshow. Show who you really are. If you want to be passionate the right way. But this past weekend was an absolute and utter disgrace, and I'm absolutely embarrassed to be Mexican because of the way that you guys acted and the way that you guys continue to act. Get it through your thick skulls and understand that word needs to go away. Come up with something else. Come up with something else to yell to get at the other team without hurting other people. Whether you like gays, trans, the LGBT community or not, just have a heart and be understandful that you're going to end up hurting your selection and yourself at the end of the day. They might get to the point where they're not going to let you guys ever get back to a game. They've already did that for a few matches. Mexico will not allow people in the fans. So if that's what you want, keep up with your shenanigans. But hey, guys, Jose Volante, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. My guy, Mark, co-producer, appreciate you for everything. Mark, let them know where they can find you before we finish up here and get out of here.
At Mark Hoke Show, markhokeshow.com. Just go look up the Mark Hoke Show. You will find us everywhere on the planet. It's awesome. And thanks for everybody listening. And thanks for everybody at FSW this weekend who came up and said hi. That was terrific too. So see ya.
Appreciate you. Tomorrow, on Wednesday, I'll be hosting for TC Martin on the TC Martin Show, tcmartinshow.com. I'm out. Peace.
Steiner's, the Nevada style pub invites you to play the best tavern, keno, and video poker in Vegas. Promos are how we roll to make the most of your gaming dollars here with us. Come play our partner gaming promotion, Fly Aviators Fly, and